You come to me when the world feels heavy, when your voice needs a place to land. I hold the parts you won't explain, like that was always the plan. You rest inside my quiet, like it's something you deserve. I give you space to fall apart, while my place stays unsure. You trust me with the way, but not the way ahead. I'm where you come to breathe, not where you decide to stand. I'm comfort without choice, I'm shelter from the night. I hold you when you're breaking, but I'm not in your life. You stay until you're steady, then turn towards something new. I'm comfort without choice, always here, never you. You say I make things easier, like ease was all it takes. You calm your fears beside me, then walk away awake. I know the sound of your relief the moment it arrives. It always means you're leaving back to someone else's life. You never close the distance, you never draw the line. You keep me in the middle of your almost and your fine. I'm comfort without choice, I'm the pause between your days. I'm the place you land softly before you walk away. You don't call it intention, you don't call it untrue, but I stay in the quiet while your future moves. I don't question what I gave you, or the nights I stayed near, but refuge isn't partnership when direction isn't clear. You lean on what feels steady, and reach for what feels right. I stay where you recover, not where you choose your life. If comfort was enough, you'd still be here, but safety never asks where your heart draws near. I'm comfort without choice, I keep you from the fall. I catch every doubt you carry, but I'm not the core. You'll thank me for the softness, for being by your side, but you'll give your tomorrow to another life. You come to me when the ground feels thin, when everything else won't stay. I steady the night around you, then watch you walk away. You rest inside my presence, like it's something you trust, but trust doesn't always mean you choose what lasts. You reach for me in moments when nothing feels secure, but I'm never where you're headed, only where you pause. I'm close enough comfort, never the place you go. I'll hold you together, then let you let me go. You lean on my shoulder, then turn when you're strong. I'm close enough comfort, but never where you belong. You tell me I'm grounding, that I calm your storms, but calm is where you stop, not where you form. I stay when things unravel, I fade when they align. I'm part of your survival, not part of your life. You don't stay lost with me, you don't arrive whole, you borrow my stillness, then take back control. I'm close enough comfort to soften the fall, but never the answer when you finally call. You hold me like shelter, then leave with the dawn. I'm close enough comfort until you move on. If being your anchor was meant to be shared, you wouldn't keep sailing once the water cleared. You say I bring balance, like balance is all, but I'm more than a moment that helps you stand tall. I can feel the truth settling in my chest. I was here to steady you, not where you rest. I'm close enough comfort, but never your way. I'm the place you recover, not the place you stay. You'll thank me for holding what you couldn't hold, but I won't be the future you step into whole. I'm close enough comfort, but never your way. I'm the place you cover, not the place you stay. You'll thank me for holding what you couldn't hold, but I won't be the future you step into whole. You stood there with your answer, right behind your eyes. Everything was waiting for you to decide. The air felt full of meaning, like you knew what was at stake. All it asked from you was one small step to take. Time didn't rush us, it gave you space. And in that space, something changed. When you hesitated, the moment slipped away. Not with drama or sound, just quietly rearranged. Nothing ended loudly, nothing broke in two, but the future shifted when you hesitated through. You reached, then stopped halfway, like the weight felt new. I felt the pause between us before you even knew. You said it wasn't fear, just needing one more breath. But waiting has a cost. When timing asks for yes, I saw the answer forming, then watched it fall back in. Not choosing is still choosing, where the distance begins. When you hesitated, I stayed where I was, believing you'd return to what almost was. You didn't walk away, you didn't stay in place, but everything tilted when you hesitated. I don't blame the silence or the doubt you felt inside, but some doors only open when they're met on time. I was ready for the risk, for whatever it became, but readiness alone couldn't call your name. If you had moved 1 second sooner, would we still be here? Or was that pause the proof that clarity never appeared? When you hesitated, the moment chose for us. No words were taken back, no trust was broken up. You'll remember it softly as a night that passed through, but my life turned quietly. When you hesitated. feels different lately, like it's finally mine. No pauses leaning forward, no moments standing in line. I move through the evening without checking the door. Nothing feels unfinished, nothing holding the floor. I used to listen closely for steps that weren't there. Now the silence feels honest, not something to bear. I'm no longer waiting for something to change, no longer holding a space with your name. The days keep unfolding without asking why. I'm no longer waiting, and neither is time. I notice the mornings arrive without wait. I follow my instincts, not signs that arrive late. I don't measure meaning by who might return. I stand where I'm standing and let the hours turn. There's freedom in motion that doesn't explain where it's headed or what it might gain. I'm no longer waiting in quiet restraint, no longer circling what never took shape. I live in the present, not holding the past. I'm no longer waiting, I'm moving at last. I thought stillness was loyalty, I thought patience was proof, but time began opening when I followed the truth. Not everything meant for me arrives with a sign. Some things simply start when I stop standing behind. I'm no longer waiting for a door to appear. I walk where I'm standing and feel myself here. No countdown inside me, no borrowed delay. I'm no longer waiting, I'm already on my way. You say my name like a question, like it's still on the list. I feel your way in the moment, but never leaning in. You keep me in the margins of choices you delay. close enough to matter, never where you stay. You pause like I'm important, just not the final call. I'm present in the thinking, but missing from it all. I'm still considered, but never the answer. I stay in your thoughts, like a careful reminder. You circle around me, then choose something new. I'm still considered, but never chosen by you. You come back when you're unsure, when certainty feels thin. I hold the space for doubt, you don't let anyone in. You tell me I cross your mind, like that should mean enough. But crossing isn't staying when the road gets rough. You say the timing matters, you say you're being fair, but fairness doesn't change the fact I'm never there. I'm still considered in moments late at night, when decisions feel heavier and nothing feels right. You keep me as a fallback, as a place to review. I'm still considered, but never chosen by you. I don't doubt I meant something, or that I mattered then. But being almost picked is a quiet kind of end. You don't shut the door on me, you just never walk through, leaving me in the waiting of what you won't do. If I was truly the answer, you'd stop asking why. You wouldn't keep searching while I stay nearby. I'm still inside you, but never the one. I'm where you hesitate before your choice is done. You'll say I crossed your mind, like that explains the truth. But I stayed an option while you look past me to choose. door is always open, like I've never gone. You smile like it's simple, like nothing moved on. I know every corner, every quiet sound. I fit into the space, but I never settle down. You greet me like a habit, like something safe and known. I'm welcome in the moment, but never called my own. I'm familiar, never home. I'm the place you rest your eyes. I'm the pause between your plans, never where your future lies. You let me stay a while, till the world pulls you away. I'm familiar, never home. Always welcome, never stay. You talk like I belong here, but your hands say otherwise. They hold me with a distance that kindness tries to hide. I'm here when you were tired, here when the night is long. But morning has a direction, and I am never where you're drawn. I carry all the comfort without a single claim. You return to me in pieces, then leave me just the same. I'm familiar, never home. I'm the warmth without the fire. I'm the name you say softly when your heart needs somewhere quieter. You stand so close beside me, yet already turned away. I'm familiar, never home. Always welcome, never stay. If walls could speak, they would tell you I've been here more than you know. I've held your weight without a key, still you leave me at the door. There's a difference between staying and being allowed to remain. I was never locked out, just never claimed. I stand right where you left me, close enough to feel your life, but closeness never promised I would be the one you choose to stay. I'm familiar, never home. I'm the place you pass through. I hold the shape of comfort, but not the truth of you. You will always find me when your world feels cold, but you will always leave me standing here alone. Some doors stay open, so no one has to stay. I used to carry tension like a coat I couldn't shed. Every quiet moment heavy with words unsaid. Now the air feels different, like a room left clear. The edges of the past no longer press near. I thought peace was distant, or something I'd find, but it arrives slowly when I leave the bind. The shape of peace feels strange in my hands, a quiet I recognize without demand. Without fearing it leaves the shape of peace. Finally believes the silence isn't empty. It carries weight refined, not pressure or expectation, just the calm of mind. I let the hours settle like a river at rest. Every heartbeat reminds me this is what's best. No need to measure, no need to prove. Peace exists simply because I choose. The shape of peace feels lighter than air. It stays without notice, but it's always there. Expectation to meet. The world feels softer with each steady beat. The shape of peace arrives quietly here. No tension lingers, no weight of fear. morning comes without a plan. The sky just moves the way it does. I watch the light touch every wall, and nothing asks too much of us. Your name arrives, then drifts away, like something softly understood. It doesn't stay, it doesn't chase. It only proves I'm standing good. I'm not counting broken time, I'm not checking where you've been. I let the seconds pass me by, like they always did. There's no urgency now, no reason to hurry the truth. The heart finds space on its own when it's done holding you. I breathe in days as they arrive. I let the quiet show me how. Whatever was, it had its place. There's no urgency now. Stays open after rain. Footsteps fade into the day. I walk alone but not behind. There's nothing pulling me that way. Some things are meant to lose some breath, not break apart, not turned to stone. I carry less than I once did, and more of what I call my own. I stopped waiting for a sign, stopped framing every sound. The world keeps moving patiently, and so do I now. There's no urgency now, no pressure in the in-between. What's left is calm, not empty space. Just room to breathe. I hold the past without weight. I face the road without a vow. Whatever comes will find its time. There's no urgency if love was ever meant to rush, it never found its way to me. You tie my hands to open slow and trust what's meant to be. I don't rush joy, I don't resist. I let the moment speak aloud. It's meant is walking quietly, and sit with me now. There's no urgency now, no race against another day. I stand within the life I have and let it stay. I bore head but gently so I leave the past where it's allowed, not grows, not held, just understood. There's no urgency No one saw the moment, nothing marked the day. I didn't draw a line or turn my face away. It happened in the stillness between one breath and two, when I stopped waiting outward and finally knew I didn't need agreement or hands to guide. The answer settled gently on the inside. I'm chosen internally without a sound. No celebration, no solid ground. I stand by my own presence, no one else to choose. I'm chosen internally, and it's true. I move through conversations without adjusting tone. I don't search for permission to call this mine alone. What once felt undecided now feels calmly clear. I don't lean toward the past, I don't pull it near. I used to measure value by reflected light. Now I recognize myself in plain sight. I'm chosen internally, not claimed out loud. No title spoken, no promise allowed. I quiet and doesn't waver or strain. I'm chosen internally, I don't retreat. I walk with intention in every step I make. No witness required, no proof to review. I'm chosen internally. You still say my name with warmth, like it never lost its place. You remember all the details, you remember my face. I live in your memory, like something safe and kind. Never questioned, never chosen, just gently left behind. You hold me like a chapter you don't return to read. I stay where it was easy, never where you'd lead. I'm not forgotten, I'm just not first. I'm not the answer, just what came before it hurt. You keep me in your history, but not in your now. I'm close enough to matter, not enough to choose somehow. You check in when you're tired, when the world feels loud. I'm where you rest your feelings, not where you build them out. You trust me with your worries, but not with where you're headed. I carry all your weight while your future goes elsewhere steady. I don't fight for center stage, I've learned where I belong, but knowing doesn't soften how this still feels wrong. I'm not forgotten, I'm just not named. When choices need deciding, I'm quietly unchanged. You keep me close for comfort, but far from your plans. I exist between your maybes and your final I don't doubt that I mattered, that I meant something real. But meaning isn't shelter if it's never revealed. Being remembered kindly isn't the same as being held. I was always considered, just never chosen as well. I stayed available, hoping that was enough. speak of us in past tense, like it's something sweet and small, a memory you keep polished, but never hold it all. You smile when my name comes up, like nothing ever changed, but warmth without direction still leaves something strained. You remember all the good parts, like they never asked for more. You keep the feeling without carrying what it was for. You hold me fondly, not fully, like a chapter closed with care. I mattered in the moment, just not enough to stay there. You keep me safe in memory, where nothing has a cost. Loved enough to remember, not enough to risk the loss. When it's easy to recall, no weight, no consequences, just the highlight of it all. You never ask what stayed with me after you moved on. You kept the warmth of knowing me without where I belong. You speak like time protected us from anything too real, but time just taught you what you didn't have to feel. You hold me fondly, not fully, like a place you passed through once. I was comfort, I was steady, but never someone you chose. You say it all meant something, and maybe that is true, but meaning never carried you the way it carried me through. I don't regret the closeness or the nights we stayed awake, but love remembered lightly still leaves something to break. You kept the version of me that didn't ask you to stay. I lived in all the feeling. You were free to walk away. If I mattered the way you say, why was I never claimed? Why was I only safe once nothing was required again? You love me fondly, not fully, and I finally see you kept the warmth and released the weight was present. I was more than a phase. But you only held me in the easiest way. I don't reach for more anymore. Not because I'm afraid, but because nothing feels unfinished in the way I stay. The day opens gently without asking me why. I stand inside the moment and let it arrive. I used to count what was missing, measure what remained. What's present and it stays. This is enough, right where I am. No future leaning forward, no past in my hands. I don't add meaning, I don't remove. This is enough. This is true. I let the world move around me without pulling me through. Nothing feels incomplete, nothing overdue. I don't wait for fear to prove it right. I trust the quiet fullness of this life. nothing left waiting to justify this life that's quite big inside. This is enough, and I will wait. No reaching beyond what already stays. I don't need what I want, I don't need proof. This is enough. Used to call it patience, like it sounded kind, like standing still meant something, like time was on my side. But hours started bending, days lost their shape. I stayed ready for a moment that never showed its face. You said just give it time, like time was something kind. But every quiet promise left a heavier line. Till my arms grew sore, waiting wears thin, and I can't hold it anymore. Distant back in the evenings, stop watching the signs, stop pretending stillness something by design. You stay comfortably unsure, I stay carefully near, but standing in one place started costing me years. You called it being careful, from distance, but from every delay. Waiting wears thin under quiet restraint, when affection stays present but never takes shape. I stood where you left me while life moved ahead. Waiting wears thin inside what we never said. I wasn't asking for certainty, just something to stand on. cost of staying ready for something unsure. Eventually the waiting starts closing the door. I feel the moment shifting inside my chest. Not anger, not distance, just quiet unrest. Waiting where sleeping, and I finally see time doesn't protect what refuses to be. I stay long enough to know what it means. Waiting wears thin when it's only on me. Hold my hand when the night feels heavy, like I'm built to keep you calm. You rest your head on my certainty, like that's where you belong. You trust me with your worries, with the weight you don't show. But when your eyes light up, I already know. I'm here when things fall quiet, when courage feels thin. But I'm not where you go when your heart leans in. You safe from harm. I catch you when you're breaking, but I never set you on fire. You lean on my steady, then reach for something more. I'm the backup heart left behind at the door. You say I understand you, like that should mean the most. But understanding stays gentle, while desire burns close. You come to me for balance, for somewhere you can rest. But passion has a direction, safe zone, when nothing asks too much. I give you all the comfort without the final touch. I'm the backup heart, always standing by, strong enough to hold you while you reach past my side. You say I matter deeply, and maybe that is true. But safety isn't chosen when someone wants more than you. never a lie. I was just the place you landed when you were afraid to fly. If safety was enough, it'd still be here. But your heart keeps searching for something it feels. I'm the backup heart. I carried you through every moment you doubted, everything you couldn't do. You'll thank me for the shelter, for keeping you whole. But you'll give your desire to somebody else's soul. But you'll give your desire. I don't need a reason to stop standing still. Some endings arrive without force or will. I carry the moment long after it cooled. Not because I was lost, but because it was true. There's nothing to fix now, nothing to prove. Some things are finished the moment you move. I softly let go without a scene. I loosen the feeling from where it's been. No blame in my hands, no weight in my tone. I softly let go what was never my own. I won't rewrite history or sharpen the pain. What we were mattered, even if it couldn't remain. I release the future I once tried to hold. Not every story needs closure in gold. I see it more clearly now that it's still. Some love survives by staying unfilled. I softly let go of what stayed unsure, of moments that felt but never grew sure. I keep the meaning, not the control. I softly let go and feel myself I just stopped standing there. Some doors remain open, even when you don't enter. This isn't surrender or losing my way. It's choosing the quiet that finally stays. I softly let go and nothing breaks. I leave with my heart still open, still safe. What we never finished no longer defines. I softly let go and give it back time. He didn't shut the door, he just never turned back. Kept walking like the answer was already intact. I mistook the silence for space to remain, but silence was only a gentle way of saying you moved like nothing shifted, like time was on your side. I stayed believing choice was something yet to arrive. It was already decided before I understood. The waiting wasn't opening anything new. You let me stand beside you while life chose your way. It was already decided. I just stayed too late. Every pause made sense then, every delay fit in. I see the pattern clearer now that I'm stepping out of it. You never changed direction, you never had to say. The future kept unfolding while I stood in yesterday. You called it being unsure, but your steps were steady and true. I kept mistaking stillness for something I couldn't move. It was already decided long before I knew. The closeness wasn't leading anywhere new. You held the moment open, but never the door. didn't choose against me, you simply chose ahead. And I was never standing where your future led. I feel the truth settle without blame or defense. Not every ending happens with an argument. It was already decided before I let it go. I waited for a moment that never said hello. You'll remember me kindly as part of your past. It was already decided, and now I'm stepping back. I folded days into my coat, carried them where no one knew. I smiled through rooms that never asked what I was walking through. Your voice still visits now and then, not loud, just close enough, like something written long ago in ink that didn't fade enough. I didn't break, I didn't run, I stood inside the in-between. Some stories never reached the page, but they're still seen. This is the life I kept when nothing stayed the same. The quiet nights, the open hands, the parts I couldn't trade. I let you go, but held myself when holding her too much. I didn't lose what mattered most. This is the life I kept. I watched the seasons change their tone without asking me to choose. Some doors closed slow enough to show me what was true. I learned how silence shapes the heart, how space can also care. Walk it on without applause, still counts as getting there. I stopped explaining every scar, stop measuring the cost. Not every way looks light or bright, not every loss is lost. not perfect, but it's real. The quiet strength, the honest days, the things I chose to feel. I walk ahead, not hardened yet, not fragile, not upset. I didn't save what couldn't stay. The morning comes without a plan. The sky just moves the way it does. I watch the light touch every wall, and nothing asks too much of us. Your name arrives, then drifts away, like something softly understood. It doesn't stay, it doesn't chase. It only proves I'm standing good. I'm not counting broken time, I'm not checking where you've been. I let the seconds pass me by, like they always did. There's no urgency now, no reason to hurry the truth. The heart finds space on its own when it's done holding you. I breathe in days as they arrive. I let the quiet show me how whatever was, it had its place. There's no urgency now. Stays open after rain. Footsteps fade into the day. I walk along but not behind. There's nothing pulling me that way. Some things are meant to lose some breath, not break apart, not turned to stone. I carry less than I once did, and more of what I call my own. I stopped waiting for a sign, stopped framing every sound. The world keeps moving patiently, and so do I now. There's no urgency now, no pressure in the in-between. What's left is calm, not empty space. Just room my hands to open slow and trust what's meant to be. I don't rush joy, I don't resist. I let the moment speak aloud. Some answers walking quietly and sit with me now. There's no urgency now, no race against another day. I stand within the life I had and let it stay. I bore head but gently so. I leave the past where it's allowed. My crow's not held, just understood. There's no urgency My heart stays open now, without leaning ahead. No clocks leaning forward, no names in my head. I meet each day as it comes, without holding my breath. I've learned how to welcome without reaching for next. I used to stand alert for a moment to arrive. Now I move with presence and feel alive. I'm open, not waiting, no tension in view. I leave space for connection without asking it to move. I don't brace for arrival or search the room. I'm open, not waiting, and that feels true. Conversations settle where they want to land. I don't pull them closer, I don't hold their hand. If something grows toward me, I meet it halfway. If it passes, turn me, I let it stay away. There's freedom and openness without demand. I don't shape the outcome, I understand. I'm open, not waiting, not guarding the door. I don't or rehearse goodbye. I live in the middle. We're more